So this was years ago. My mommy was having little ear problems. So it started off with ringing. So there was a preacher that came to our church and he did like a prayer after service, and he said, there's a woman if you have ringing in your ears, and come up to get prayed for. My mama was like, my mama sat in her seat, did not motion, do nothing. So she left that place without getting prayed for. So Tim's story came to our church. Now at this time, her hearing got worse. Like it became to the point where it was hard for her to hear. So he did a prayer thing too. He looked my mama dead in her face and he said, if you have hearing problems, come up and get prayed for. This is the second time she did it. She was just like, did not get up, did not get prayed for. So then my pastor went up and she said, some of you people are so arrogant. These people flew wherever they flew from because God told them to heal you and you just sat there. Like when I tell you, he read my mama to death. Like he read my mama. So he did a prayer line. So she decided to go on his prayer line. So he took the oil. He took both of his hands, both of the index fingers. He placed his index fingers in my mom's ear. And then my mom was mad about this part. He then took his fingers and he went to both of her cheeks. And my mama was so mad. She was like, why would he do that? Is he trying to say I'm fat? My dad, he was just rolling. So, but the next day she woke up and she was fine. She had no more ear problems. So another time, my mom and my dad went to Benny Hinn's church. Now at the time, Benny Hinn wasn't there. So my mom, she was beginning to have heart problems at that time. So there was this little old lady. She was probably in her 70s. So frail, so skinny. She took her 2 index fingers, placed them on my mom's forehead. And then when she did that, my mom's heart was just like a fire. It was like warmth and it healed. And then my mom learned at that moment, you don't have to go to a mega church and to see somebody specific to get prayed for, because God can use anybody to heal you. And another time, this is my auntie. At the time, my auntie had breast cancer. So Tim's story came to our church again, and he did a prayer line. Now he called specifically for people, like if you had a specific problem, he called it. So she was sitting there and she was waiting for cancer, but he never said it. So she left and she was very disappointed. So then God spoke to her later. He said, you know what? I know. I didn't want you to hear cancer, because if you were to hear her cancer, you would have thought that he healed you. When God, I'm not saying I'm God, but God is your healer. So if you were to went up there and you would have got healed, you would have thought Tim's story did it. When in fact, he didn't. God used Tim's story. So later on, my auntie got the tape of when Tim's story was there, and he did say cancer. He said, if you have cancer, come up. But like God said, I didn't want you to hear it because you would have thought Tim's story healed you. So when I heard all these stories, I was like, wow, God is so amazing. But I also want to say this. Don't look for somebody to pray for you. Don't look for somebody specifically, because God can use anybody to heal you. But have faith in God. Don't pay these televangelist people $1,000 just for some cooking oil. Let God pray for you. Let God do it, because he could do it. So that's all I wanted to say.